I'm gonna show you guys how to cover up your dark marks, your redness, all of that. So let's get into it. All right, so there's basically like two different things that you need to focus on when it comes to covering up your dark spots. So whether that's hyperpigmentation, whether you have like dark under eye bags or dark lids or whatever it may be. So one major thing is color correcting, and then another major aspect of it is concealing. So the first thing I want to talk about is color correcting. And today e.l.f. posted about their camo color correctors, and they did a little chart, and I'll put it up on the screen right here for y'all to see. But basically, yellow helps camouflage dullness in fair or medium tones. So if you feel like your face is a little bit dull and you want to add a little bit more vibrance, you can add like yellow. Peach helps camouflage dark spots in fair medium tones. So if you kind of like light skin, you can try out a peach color corrector, and then your orange is going to be for like your tan or more rich tones. So if you're darker skin, like you want to use like a orange color corrector. Sometimes people use red color correctors. Green camouflages redness on all skin types. So if you're red in a certain area, you can use the green to like cancel out that redness. And then there was a blue camo color corrector, and that kind of helps offset like if your foundation or concealer is too warm or like too yellow. So that's what you can use the blue for. I do currently have the camo color corrector in orange right here. So I'll use the e.l.f. one on one side, and then I'm gonna use my Huda Beauty color corrector on the other side, because I haven't tested these out and I hear they're really good. For me particularly, I think mango or papaya would be a good shade. Papaya might be too dark. These are the two shades. So we have the orange one from e.l.f. and I have papaya from Huda Beauty. I'm just going to use this on this side and this on this side. I don't have crazy dark marks, so it's a little bit harder to, I guess, demonstrate, or it's not harder to demonstrate, but you would see the effects more if I had darker marks. But I'm just gonna do like right here up under the eye, around my mouth is a little bit darker, and then I'm also gonna do some of these dark acne scars. Right, I'm gonna do the Huda Beauty and papaya on the other side. Another thing with like concealing your dark marks and just concealing in general, you want to allow your product to get tacky a little bit. So you may see some people who have like the fans, mine's in the other room, or they'll like fan their face and allow this to get tacky a little bit before they blend it out, and that is just so you'll have a little bit more of an opaque coverage. I have this e.l.f. stippling brush that I'll just use and just kind of blend out this color corrector. I also feel that color corrector is great for people who are going for that full coverage look. Like if you're about to put on a skin tint or something lightweight like that, like I wouldn't go for color correcting, because I feel like skin tints, you kind of want your flaws to peek through. So I would mainly recommend color correcting if you're like doing a full face, or if your hyperpigmentation or dark marks are so severe that you just have to do it no matter what look you do. It's completely up to you, but that is how the e.l.f. one blended out. This one is less coverage. This one is definitely a little bit of a fuller coverage. I remember back in the day when we first was like figuring out about color correcting and we was using red lipstick. Do y'all think that would be a fun video? Like trying to do color theory to match my foundation? Just a thought. Okay, so this is my face color corrected. e.l.f. on this side, Huda Beauty on this side. I will say a lot of people will go in with like a setting powder. and just do a light layer on top of this so it doesn't just mesh and blend in with whatever foundation you choose. So I'm gonna take, just because I have it, I'm gonna take some of the One Size loose setting powder, and this is the shade Ultra Pink, and I'm just gonna set where we put the color corrector lightly. Just press the powder on top, nothing crazy. By doing that, it helps you press that color corrector in place, so now you have like a great blank canvas to start with before we start applying our foundation. I'm gonna break out my Old Faithful. This is the Morphe Filter Effect foundation. This is the soft focus foundation in the shade Rich 25. Put a few dots of that foundation on, and then just gonna go ahead and start blending that out. And again, when I blend, I like to buff it in. I don't like to swipe it, just buff it in the skin. And as you can see, everything is like one shade. Changing brushes just because this one had glitter in it and it's getting in my foundation. Okay, so as you can see, the dark marks, the darkness is very much even tone. Like we just one shade right now. We're one shade, and that is just from the power of color correcting. So the next thing you could do is conceal. So say if that color corrector helped, you know, neutralize the shade, but you still had either scarring or something like that and you wanted to cover it some more, that's where concealer comes into play. Concealer has a more fuller coverage like properties than foundation sometimes, so you can use a concealer to really like mask whatever you're trying to conceal. So next up for me, obviously under the eye you could still see a little bit of the orange color corrector because I did not go all the way up under my eyes with the foundation. So now we're gonna go in and conceal. So again, color correcting helps neutralize your canvas. Red is great for dark marks, green is great for redness. For concealer, if there were more spots that you wanted to further conceal, you would do a concealer that is your skin tone, but it has that more full coverage property in that concealer to spot conceal. Now I'm gonna conceal under my eyes, and I'm gonna take a shade that is 1 to 2 shades lighter than my skin tone because it's gonna help brighten and highlight under the eye. Right now I've been loving the Sephora Collection Best Skin Ever concealer, and this concealer just a little bit goes a long way. I feel like they give you a lot in this packaging for a decent price. I like the shade, I like the coverage, everything. So I'm gonna take this concealer and just do a little bit up under the eye, and that's like right where we kind of did that orange concealer. And then you can go and do it like on the bridge of your nose. Sometimes people will do it on the chin right here. I feel like the less concealer you have and foundation you have on your nose, the more natural your face kind of looks. Same with the forehead. I didn't put that much foundation on my forehead, but I will bronze up here to give it a little bit more coverage. But those are different things you can do while your concealer is getting tacky. So again, just like that color corrector, you want to give this concealer some time to get tacky on your face. Now you don't want to wait too long and it like is not moving when you go to blend it out, but you want to wait just enough where it gets tacky and so it gives you more of a full coverage look. So you can go in and do things like eyeshadow or go ahead and bronze your face, whatever it is that you want to do to kind of like get your face, you know, snatched while you're waiting on this to kind of get tacky. You could go ahead and do that. I'm actually gonna take Zaria, and this is one of the like foundation powders from Juvia's Place, and I'm gonna take this and just bronze up my face a little bit while I wait on that concealer to get tacky. And I love a bronzer that's like just shy a shade of my skin tone because it just looks more natural. Like it doesn't look as aggressive in my opinion. Another tip, I love using like face powders as bronzers because for some reason they just melt. They literally just melt in the skin like Love it. All right, so you can see we're nice bronzed and warm. So now I'm gonna go ahead and start blending out this concealer. I am gonna take a brush to do that, because again, I feel like brushes help you maintain the opacity of whatever you're blending out versus a sponge, because a sponge is gonna absorb some of that product, so it's taking away some of the coverage when it absorbs the product. So brushes, you can lightly diffuse, and I learned this tip from this guy who did my makeup for a fashion show or like a workshop before. The further down your brush you hold, like the lighter your brush strokes are gonna be, and the more like soft the distribution is gonna be, versus the closer you hold it to the brush is the more like direct, like more controlled your blend is gonna be, if that makes sense. So I like to kind of hold my brush midway or closer to the end if I'm trying to like diffuse something out. And so I've diffused that concealer kind of in a sun shape on my head, and then I'm gonna take just the brush that I use to blend out my foundation and just start tacking at the edges of the concealer to just kind of blend it out. I love using the foundation brush with no additional product on it to like help blend everything, because it just, I feel like, softens the blend. What do y'all think? And then you go back in with the bronze brush kind of over top, you know, however, and then it kind of just is giving gradient. This shadow right here, y'all, is my mic. Should probably lift it up some so it's not like, okay, so hopefully that shadow is gone from my mic. But if you wait too long and your concealer is like too tacky, you can use like a setting spray to kind of get it back moist to help you blend it out. So now up under the eyes, I'm gonna start with a patting motion, because you want to control where your concealer goes. You don't want it just flying everywhere, right? So we just work on the edges of the concealer, blending it out up under the eye like this, and then slowly working your way up to the inner corner. And then up under the eye. You don't want to go too crazy under the eye because you don't want it to crease, but like, look at it, honey. I'm telling you. I'm trying to teach y'all the keys now. Give me all the keys. Honestly, this is giving flawless under eye tutorial. Beautiful. If y'all want to see the importance of setting powders and the difference between like a setting powder and a face powder, make sure you check out this video right here. But I'm gonna go ahead and set my face and then give you guys my final advice and tips on covering up your dark marks. All right, so we are back. The full face is done. Get into it. Yes, she's looking good. Everything, like, this is giving full coverage, but it's still giving skin, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to recap on a few key points. So again, make sure when you're trying to get the coverage and cover up your dark marks that you allow your color corrector and your concealers to get tacky before you start blending them out. So let them dry down just a little bit so you can really maintain that coverage when you start blending out those concealers. Next thing that's a huge tip is to remember that less is more. You can always build up your coverage. Using less product will help you avoid like a cake face and caking up the product on your face. So even when it comes to your color correctors and your concealers, use a thin layer. Let it dry down a little bit, get tacky so it'll have that coverage, and blend it out, and then build on from there. You don't want to apply a whole bunch of product and then try to figure out where you want to put it. You want to build it up, okay? Next, one of the major differences between color correcting and concealing is that color correcting helps neutralize your canvas. So it's gonna come for those red red marks, it's gonna come for the hyperpigmentation, the blemishes, all of those things. Also remember, after you apply your color corrector, to go ahead and apply just a thin layer of loose powder to set the corrector in place. That is gonna help not only build coverage, but it'll also make sure your corrector doesn't move when you go to apply your foundation. When it comes to spot concealing, make sure you use a concealer that is close to your skin tone versus a shade or two lighter that you would use if you're brightening up your under eyes and other places on your face. So I hope this video helps you guys learn how to cover up your dark marks, hyperpigmentation, redness, all of that jazz. And I hope y'all learned a little bit more about color correctors and concealers, the differences, and why you should use them in your makeup routine. Make sure you guys like this video and subscribe, and y'all never forget, at the end of the day, without regrets, love yourself and be you, Tipple. Bye y'all.